Hi, good evening. I'd like to welcome you to Poem Praise 2. I certainly do thank you for tuning in, and peace and blessings be upon you and your family this day. Now, this evening, we are certainly going to get right back into how to eat to live. We are now on chapter 51. And it goes like this. Many ailments can be cured. Eat one meal per day and do not eat the food that you know is against you. If you do not know what foods are against you, please write to me and tell me what you are eating. Sugar. You eat too much sugar. That is why we are troubled with diabetes. We eat too much starchy foods. Lay off all those sugars and starchy foods and just eat common food. Eat one meal every 24 hours, and if you do, you will write to me and tell me that you have been relieved of many of the ailments that you suffered with while you were eating 3 meals a day. Lay off of the drugs that are supposed to stimulate your appetite and which cause you to overeat. It is unnecessary for you to try to eat or even to taste all kinds of food. Eat the food that is good for you. Then you will feel well, as a person should. Many of our ailments can be cured if we eat right. Stay away from drugs, because the drugs themselves can kill you. Use no drugs to keep your blood sugar down. Just eat right. Stop eating sugar and starches, and the sugar in your blood will clear up. I know, because I have self-experience. Lay off of the starchy food and eat foods that contain protein. Do not let anyone tell you that you can enjoy good health while eating 3 meals a day. Chapter 52. Not always doctor and drug store bills. Eat just 1 meal every 24 hours and do not go back with little snacks between meals. To do so is not eating 1 meal a day. But if you are sick, you are not required to follow the course of 1 meal a day. But if you are only sick with a greedy appetite, eat 1 meal a day and you can control your sugar diabetes. You can also control little minor ailments, such as all kinds of local fevers and diseases. By eating 1 meal a day, you will not attract minor ailments. You will not have high fevers if you eat right, and if you think right, a right heart. You cannot get good results from Allah's law, except that you think right. Your heart has to be in accord with what you say. By eating 1 meal a day, you will not be always paying doctor bills and drugstore bills for prescriptions. Eat 1 meal a day and eat the proper food. Do not try to eat everything that is edible. Just get yourself some common food. Number 1, a bag of navy beans. Cook them well done so that you will not get the colic from eating half-done beans. Put a little seasoning in the beans if you want to. If you want meat in them, do not put pig in them. Use beef, lamb, or chicken in the pot of beans. Do not use fish to season the pot of beans. Eat the beans, and if you want something else, like vegetables, eat the best of the vegetables that Allah has caused to grow out of the earth for us. But do not eat leaf vegetable, such as collard greens, which some of us had taken for our diet. Do not eat a lot of green vegetables anyway. Eat the white head of vegetables, such as cauliflower and white heads of cabbage. Eat that type of food. You can eat the roots of turnips, but do not eat the salad leaves. Eat rice. Do not eat the rice without washing it thoroughly until the water becomes clear as you pour it off the washed rice. And take the rice and parch it in a pan that has a little butter, vegetable oil, or corn oil or olive in it. Keep turning the rice over in the pan and do not let it burn. Then put it in your boiler with water in it and let it boil slowly. Keep the fire low enough so that the water just pips. It does not take a lot of rapidly boiling water to cook rice. Just let it simmer on the stove until the grain of rice swells to 2 or 3 times its natural size. The less you eat, the longer you live. You can eat once every 2 days. You will live that much longer. If you eat 1 meal a day from the cradle, you should live 300 years or more, for you will not be sick. Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, assured me of this. You will not be sick often if you eat 1 meal a day. And if you eat once every 2 days, you will not know what sickness feels like. That is, if you eat the right food and the right food for thought, thinking. Eat right and abstain from eating when you are not hungry. And you'll be able to do much in this world's life. I have tried all of these things so that I can know the results before I teach you to do for yourself, and you may be happy. Stop eating that 3 meals a day and eat 1 meal a day instead. Try out what Elijah teaches you for 1 week. See if you do not tell me that you are feeling better. Never think to go near the hog, and do not help prepare the hog for anyone else to eat. Do not even touch the hog. The hog is a very foul animal. Its name in Arabic is kanzalizer. The word or kanzizer. The word kanzizer means I see foul and very foul. I don't know if I said that correctly, but I certainly did try. And I'm going to continue on. But interesting what the actual interpretation of the word in another language means. The hog was made out of the cat, rat, and dog. So Allah taught me the hog has not always been on our planet Earth. The hog was made for medical purposes a few years after the making of the white race. He was made to cure the diseases that the white race attracts, since they are physically weak. So Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, taught me how to eat to live. Chapter 53. Doctors live same years as patients. How to eat to live is one of the number 2 blessings that Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praises are due forever, has brought to us. How to eat to live is the thing that everyone wants to know. Doctors who even study in order to learn what to teach their patients on how to live, they wind up living about the same number of years that their patients live. This goes to show that there is something wrong somewhere. Almighty God, the best knower and the wisest of them all, did not teach me to eat a great variety of foods. Just common, simple foods is what he dealt upon. And finally, he said to me that bread and milk was enough, and that it was the best of foods. The fact about it, milk is our first food. Milk from our mother's breast. It used to be. But pride has taken away from the baby the milk that belonged to him. The milk from his mother's milk is better than the milk of a beast or cow's milk for feeding the baby. I lost a little nephew once. After my sister died, my mother tried to rear the baby on canned milk. We had no cow. That canned sweet milk constipated and killed the baby. So when I married, I told my wife that I did not want her to try to rear her children on canned milk, and she agreed with me. She nursed her babies from her breast. A baby nursed from his mother's breast will love its mother more than a baby fed from the bottle. He loves the bottle. When you feed the baby cow and other milk when it is in its infancy like that, the baby will be easy to be led by the animal. And if he knew that it was the animal or cattle's milk that is being fed to him, he will love that cattle instead of its mother. Because any young will follow after that which feeds him. That is why the baby sometimes loves its nurse more than it loves its mother. It is because the baby's nurse feeds and cares for it. In this evil world, which is guilty of practicing every known evil, it does not teach you to practice to eat the right foods. Notice, the white race, has all kinds of varieties of foods to eat. It would kill dogs if you changed its diet to that which the white race eats. Soon you would have a dead dog. Just try giving a dog a lot of cakes and pies. Try and feed him walnuts, peanuts, and all kinds of nuts. You will soon have no dog. You may say, my dog eats peanut butter. No dog likes to eat a food that he cannot clean out of his mouth and into his stomach quickly. Peanut butter is almost like glue. The dog has too hard a time getting the peanut butter out of its teeth. As I have said to you heretofore, that the reason the white race eats nuts is due to them practicing eating this type of food 4,000 years ago when they were in the cave before Moses brought them out of the cave. Cornbread, Allah taught me, should be cooked 3 or 4 times before we eat it. He said to me that it is best not to eat it at all. Never eat fresh bread, brother. Bread just out of the oven is not good for you and me to eat. Let it stay over a day at least and let it dry out. You should toast bread almost burn it through. Regardless to what you do in the way of browning it, it will swell up in your stomach. Fish is, I was just saying if we have enough time to finish up this chapter, which we do. Fish is a better food if you eat the better fish. The flesh of the fish comes out of another world. This makes it better for us in this world. Any animal or beast that is out here eating the same food that we eat, we should not eat him, because his flesh is too hard for our flesh to digest. All right, I'm going to end this right there. I just saw like a little, it was interesting. It looked like a bleep in and out. So I'm going to just finish this take right here regarding the fish. Then again, let's go ahead and finish this chapter for real. Okay, back to the chapter. Now, where did it bleep out? I'm going to go back up to here that all of our food in the way of meat should come from the sea, oceans, river, or lakes, and not from four-footed animals that are walking around here and eating almost the same things that we are eating. Stay well, eat simple foods, and live a long time. In order to live a long time, eat simple foods and do not eat but 1 meal a day. Allah taught me that if in that way you will reach the age of 140 years, if you eat once every 2 or 3 days, you will probably live like the old patriarchs for nearly 1,000 years. I do not do all these things, being restricted about eating. I act the fool sometimes. When I act the fool, I am learning more about you who are acting the fool and would think that you are pretty smart while it is death to you. I did not say that it was really wrong for you to use alcohol, but it is wrong for you to use it in a way that you use it. Getting drunk from alcohol. If we only know how to use anything with moderation, we would be a long time from hurting ourselves. Try to eat all of your foods fresh from the source from which it springs. In the frigid zone of the north, we have to can our food. But if we can eliminate the canning idea and get our foods fresh every day, I say get your food every day and eat it. And what is left feed it to something else out here in the world, and do not eat it tomorrow. We have a lot to talk about on the subject of how to eat to live. I have hardly scratched the surface. Only eat 1 meal a day, and you will surely live long. Eat the proper food. If you eat once, twice, or 3 times a week, do not say that you cannot eat once a week. It is the way that you train your stomach. You can make a habit of eating once every week, and you will survive happily. So eat to live and not to die. And that does complete chapter 53. So we did get through 3 chapters today of how to eat to live. And yes, we are certainly getting through this book. Our next chapter is going to be chapter 54, which is entitled Destroy Sickness and Disease. I was just looking a little bit ahead. We're actually going to get to 57. And then guess what? We're going to complete this book right here. So I want you and your family to be blessed. Until next time, here on Poem Praise 2, I will be speaking to you. Certainly like, subscribe, leave a comment if you would like. And until next time, take care of yourself and eat to live. Later, y'all.